Hi there. Well, the weekend's finally arrived and we've got a little bit of rain around, but not too much, hopefully, for the weekend. A nice quiet weekend after a very busy weekend last weekend. So let's kick off now. We'll have a look at the map in motion, satellite map. This is the front that's been very slowly all week moving its way up the South Island. It's now arrived in the North Island, and you can see quite clearly the North Island underneath it, and that's because the cloud really isn't that thick. It's not very intense. While it might be a bit gloomy at your house if you live in the North Island, it's definitely not the same system that it was when it was over the South Island. It's weakened a lot, and that's because there's a fair bit of high air pressure around at the moment. Some areas getting a little bit of coastal clouds moving in places like Christchurch, but look, you can see out here mostly clear skies. Just a bit of this low level cloud you can just sort of see tracking around, but really this is a high that's rolling on in, and the winds are light, and it's going to be a fairly pleasant weekend in the South Island this weekend. Let's have a look at the rain maps. We'll see where we're at. So look, here are the little drizzly showers that I've been mentioning around the North Island, just a few popping up here and there. The front though, very, very weak. I mean, this is it. This is the front that you see here. Not looking too dramatic. Up in the north though, this is a bit of a connection with this front. We saw on the satellite map that cloud that sort of was extending upwards. It's all sort of connected to the tropics, and we have this very humid northeast flow over the northern part of the country. It's actually, I think it's quite pleasant. It feels like summer has arrived already, but it is certainly bringing in that cloud. It's been a very, very cloudy month across New Zealand, cloudier than normal. So if you've been wondering where's the sun been, well, it's been trapped under the with the cloud. So that's certainly October. It has been very cloudy. November may not be quite so bad. Let's have a look in the weekend now. We go into Saturday, and we can see the shower activity over the north of the South Island, really just up in the hills here, probably north of Greymouth towards Nelson. And there are some showers around Auckland, Northland, and probably a couple in the ranges all around sort of here. They're not all showing up because some of them will be very small scale. So another kind of cloudy day, a bit like Friday, expected across Saturday, and the wind flow again, very gentle, warm, north to northwest, northeast, sort of all that northerly quarter covered. Now, if you're going out on the boat this weekend, the swell map shows fairly calm seas around the area, but still a swell of a metre, maybe a little bit higher than that, coming in for the Rena salvage, and of course, terrible news that another boat's just had that incident in Mount Maunganui. But again, the wind flow in there, northeasterly, light winds, but the seas are about a metre. This colour up here indicates about a metre, and over on the other side here, 1.5, 2 metres coming in with the swell there, different angle too. Southwest swell here, east to northeast on this side. And on Saturday, on Sunday, it doesn't really change. It stays very, very similar swell setups. Now, if you do want to check out the marine forecast for your area in more detail, you just go to these guys, a bit hard to read, weathermap.co.nz, and they'll provide all of that for you. All right, back to the rain though, and on Sunday we see just a couple of showers again lingering, possibly caught up in this sort of cloudy northeasterly flow. It tilts a bit more easterly, so we might see sunnier weather popping up south of about Auckland, and the South Island look pretty settled. There is this incoming system for later in the day, probably not going to do too much, just a bit of cloud and some warm nor'westers starting to build. So not too bad a weekend, I don't think. Before I go, we're running a poll at the moment. Now, this is an interesting poll. You might wonder what it's got to do with weather. Well, I guess the link is that, well, we need flags, we need wind to make flags fly. So this is the poll we've been running. We started running this after the Rugby World Cup because we were just amazed at how many people were flying black flags and not showing the New Zealand flag. Now, clearly that's in support of the All Blacks. So we decided to ask, is it time that the New Zealand flag had a bit of a change? It's always been a debate that's been popping up. So these are the different questions that you can read, leave it as it is. Black background with a big silver fern, that's the most popular one at the moment. There is a big majority, around about 70%, saying they want to change the flag. If you don't agree with that, please go to weatherwatch.co.nz and vote on this poll. It's on the homepage, and we'll bring you the results for all of the questions next week, probably on Monday or Wednesday. So we'll definitely be bringing you that. So very interesting question. It's firing up a fair bit of debate. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next week.